Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your friend JP here, and today I have a very special guest. I guess you can say. In this case, is my wife Angelica, aka Angie, and pretty much the purpose of this video is to show you guys the gift that I bought for her for our anniversary 2 days ago. Hint, hint. I wanted to just show you guys the experience when we bought it, where I bought it, and also do the official unboxing, even though she already wore the watch already for a few days, and I guess I'll post that video so you guys can see that. But today I'm going to show you guys a close-up look on the anniversary gift, a timepiece that I purchased for her, and then I'm going to go ahead and have her introduce herself to you guys. Angie.
Like I said, I'm Angie. I'm his wife. So we've been married for 26 years. We were at an event in La Jolla at the Omega store, and he bought me the watch that I fell in love with. So, like I said, we'll do the unboxing, and you guys can take a look for yourselves.
And just for the record, the event, it was I forgot what it was called exactly. I apologize, but it was an event regarding the history and the heritage of Omega, especially the Speedmaster. So we were able to get talk to some very cool people from Omega. They came over to our local La Jolla boutique owned by CJ Charles. If you guys don't know who they are, check them out, cjcharles.com. They have a bunch of boutiques. They have Omega, Panerai, IWC, JLC, Cartier, Breitling, and they also have a very nice area where they have all pre-owned watches from Rolex to Patek Philippe to pretty much any timepiece that you're looking for. So check out CJ Charles. Make sure you ask for Gracie. Vahid, the president, is an amazing person. He always makes you feel like you're right at home with them. So this is our fifth timepiece that I purchased from them. Second anniversary gift, actually third. That we purchased from them. So I guess I want to give them a shout out because they really made the experience very worthy of us doing business with them again in the future. So check them out. Anyway, so they had an invitation and they brought up people from Omega. They showed us a video on the Speedmaster, mainly the mission to the moon, how it happened, how the Speedmaster went through so many tests just to win the bid to go to the moon, and how many other brands fell short of that, right? So we live in a world where I guess we can now say is Omega versus Rolex for the most part, even though there's so many brands out there that might be better in other areas, from the movement to pricing to reliability or accuracy, like for example the spring drive of Grand Seiko. Nonetheless, those two brands, I think it's fair to say that are the ones that most people fight about, or they debate about, or they are at odds, right? So we had that beautiful event. Quite frankly, I wanted to surprise my wife with a timepiece, but I wasn't sure exactly what she wanted. So I didn't go to that event 100% thinking I was gonna buy a watch. So with my wife, Angie, she's a very special person. I guess she'll tell you a little bit, but I was really wanted to see her reaction, right? So when I showed up, I spoke to Gracie, and I said, "Hey, Gracie, after we small talk and stuff, I said, hey, is there any new timepiece that you guys received that is actually special?" With us, with my wife, we're always about getting something that is not your basic stuff. And again, for you guys to see my other video, right, I have a lot of watches here, like my Rolexes, for example, my Breitlings, and other watches that I have, right? I'm not saying that Rolex is basic. I love Rolex, but we can say that the Submariner, for example, is a watch that we consider mainstream, right? So I guess the best word I want to use is we don't want only mainstream watches. So Gracie goes and tells my wife, "Hey, we got the first Omega Railmaster, and they had the it's almost like a beige color vintage expired heritage version with the brown straps, and you guys see it right now." So she walks over, and of course there's everything, right? There's the Apollo 8 mission, Dark Side of the Moon, Speedmaster, Seamaster, you name it. My wife goes exactly to that one, 38 millimeters, brown straps, and my wife, right? Go ahead, you take over. Sorry.
So Gracie had said, "Oh yeah, we just got these watches, and they were talking, and I kind of walk around and I see the watches that literally they had just put on display within like an hour of us being there. Like they had just received them, they had just put them on display. I walk around and I spot this gorgeous watch, and I'm like, oh my God, what a beautiful watch that is. And for me, like my husband, I prefer the vintage looks of watches. So I prefer anything vintage, anything where it's more unique, special, and you'll see in a little bit, but the Omega Railmaster has that vintage look. Just the brown with the beige with the stripe. It's just gorgeous. I completely fell in love with it. I was not aware of like whatever facial expression I made. I'm sure I probably smiled very big. But you know, Gracie pulled it out, and you know, she's like, here, you can see it. And the moment I put it on my wrist, I completely fell in love with it, and he saw that. So he was like, it's yours, it's your anniversary gift. So very grateful for that. I really appreciate it. It's a beautiful watch. And let's go ahead and do the unboxing.
And before we do the unboxing, I kind of want to jump in again. So my goal as a husband, right? Obviously, I started this hobby first, and then she fell in love with it. So hooray, right? I love it, but it's also obviously gets expensive, right? But for me as a husband, me that I was gonna, buy that big expense, right, for my beautiful wife for our anniversary, I wanted something that I felt that it was special, right? I had to connect. Once I unbox this and you guys see it, I'm sure you're gonna get a lot of mixed reviews. One thing that I did see when I was looking at my own, doing my own reviews on this watch is that it has to be mixed emotions, or reviews rather. Most people have not seen it in person. Trust me, this watch looks way better in person than it does when you see it on YouTube, right? It looks way better, especially when you wear it on the wrist, especially when you wear it with certain clothing. And I'm gonna share a picture of my wife, what she was wearing that day when we bought it for her. It has a lot to do with what you wear. Put everything aside about the Alcantara, the similarities, which for me is kind of, I don't want to say dumb, but irrelevant, because if you follow Rolex, right? The Submariner shares the same oyster case, like the Datejust or the Explorer, not the Explorer, the Datejust and the GMT Master, might be wrong, but it does share the bracelet, the oyster bracelet style, in the case of other brands. So, we know that it was very similar, rather. So for me, the Alcantara is a different watch. You might say it's similar, they might be cousins. At the end of the day, they're the same family, right? It's a trinity, the Speedmaster, Seamaster, and Railmaster. So we all know that the Railmaster kind of hides in the shadows a little bit of the Speedmaster or the Seamaster, which is why I knew my wife was going to pick that. Even before she picked it, I knew, because that's totally her. Because she was so used to seeing the Speedmaster, the Speedy, or the Seamaster, because we've been looking at Omegas in the past, right? We owned a couple of vintage ones, but we never had a modern one. We have a 1970 Constellation and a 1982 Manhattan. And go ahead and look at my other video, you'll see where I show those. So for me, it was kind of cool because my wife is like, I don't want to say predictable, she's not predictable, but I know her style, right? She likes vintage stuff. And she prefers leather or rubber straps, right? And stainless steel bracelets. So I saw it, and yes, trust me, I could have bought in the Seamaster, I could have bought in the Speedy, trust me, all of that, guys and girls. But I guess my point is that you buy what you like and what fits good for you. Do that make sense? That's the whole purpose of watch collecting. Everybody's gonna have their own take, they're saying it. People have said things in my channel that are not nice, the majority are good. I've had people say that my watches are fake. Sure, right? Go ahead and talk to CJ Charles to see if that's true. People will say what they want to say. That's their opinion. But this watch was purchased. I don't care if it's the cousin of the Seamaster, they were popular or whatever. It was purchased because that's what my wife liked. And quite frankly, I love the way it looked at her, man. I'm telling you, it looks so beautiful. It is a male's watch. It's not a female watch, even though now women have have made it more popular to wear anything from 38 to 39 to 40. This is a 38, which is perfect for a rather small wrist, right? So that was my taking it, right? That's why I was like, when I saw it, I saw her face, because at the end of the past, I've always, she'll give me advice, I'll give her advice, hey, let's buy this, no, buy that instead, whatever. In this case, I got my credit card out, and I told Gracie, the general manager at the boutique, hey, she wants it. She didn't know about it. And then she was still kind of in the high of trying it on, right? Yeah, go ahead, that's it, that's the watch. I'm not gonna debate. I'm not gonna convince her to buy the Seamaster because it's more popular, right? Or even a Constellation, or you know, or a Speedy because this is what she likes. So I want to make that clear. So let's focus on reviewing the watch for what it is, how it looks on her. If you look at my other videos, I do a lot of videos on how it looks on your body, how the presence that you have, how it makes you feel with what you wear. That's very important to me, rather than digging on the specs, on if there's not much changes, so it looks like that or that or that watch. Every single watch looks the same, guys. Let's be honest, right? Whether it be Omega, Grand Seiko, Tudor, Breitling, they all have similar watches, just like cars. You'll get a BMW, looks similar to that, the Mercedes. Big Mick, for those of you that are old enough to watch Coming to America, everybody's gonna copy themselves in one way or the other a little bit. So that's kind of what I want to just throw out there. Without further ado, let's go ahead and do the unboxing, and then my wife is gonna put it on, and she's gonna share her thoughts on how she feels with the watch. Let's do it. All right, guys. So as promised, here is the unboxing on the Omega Railmaster. So as you can see, we actually got it with the regular box. For those people that love boxes, there you go. So got this beautiful Omega cardboard box inside, or actually that covers the actual box. And let's go ahead and open this beauty up. Wow, right away, as you can see, I love the way Omega actually cares about their boxes. Listen, Rolex, their boxes are decent, but for what you pay for, I think that Rolex always underdoes it in boxes, right? Yes, the box is gonna be stored away or whatever, but it feels good that you get something so beautiful, so refined, that because you spend, you know, the money you spend, right? So it just feels great. Omega really cares. The way you get the warranty card, all the good stuff, the booklet, it just feels amazing and refreshing that they really care about what's inside the box rather than Rolex. So let's go ahead and open it up. It's got a little button here. I'm gonna press it, and voila. Look at this beauty, guys. Look at this beauty. The way it pops with those brown leather straps, it's absolutely gorgeous. And again, back to the box, right? The box matches the watch. It goes with it. It's beautifully crafted. The stitching, all the details. There's no major gaps or nothing like that. The latch locking mechanism. It's just a beautiful box, man. But anyways, back to the watch. Let me go ahead and open it up a little bit. And let's close this down. All right, guys. So here is the beautiful, beautiful Railmaster. I'm gonna turn around slowly so you can get a side view. In a little bit, my wife's gonna put it on and she's gonna go ahead and show you how it looks on the wrist when it comes to presence. It's got the beautiful, beautiful crown with the Omega logo. It's got this beautiful, beautiful buckle. It's got a gorgeous, gorgeous open case back. Trying to do it as slow as possible so you guys can get a good look on that beautiful open case back that shows that beautiful Omega movement that is legendary. Here's a butterfly clasp with a very nice locking buckle. I mean, this watch, guys, really, really, really looks amazing, amazing in person. I hope you guys can actually get to see one. And when you go to the boutique, when they get one, obviously go with open mind. I guarantee you're gonna fall in love with this watch. So anyways, without further ado, I'm gonna have Angie go ahead and put it on, and then she's gonna go ahead and do the talking and how she feels with the watch. All right, guys, so before we continue with more stuff, I'm gonna show you guys a video on the actual buying experience of the actual La Jolla boutique, the Omega boutique, along with Gracie, the staff, the people from Omega that was doing the presentation, just so you guys can see how it was, and especially when you guys can see with Angie, I tried it on for the first time when she was saying how much she loved it, and when I just said, all right, let's go ahead and do it. So let's go ahead and show you guys, and then we continue with the other videos. All right, heading over to the Omega AD for their special event. about the Speedmaster. All right, so I'm here with Gracie. Say hi, Gracie.
Hi.
Gracie's the general manager at the Omega Boutique Authorized Dealer in La Jolla, California. Beautiful La Jolla. So I am buying my wife this beautiful, beautiful Railmaster Omega. Gorgeous, a 38 millimeter, and it's gonna go for that beautifully right over there. I'll do a full review in my channel later on. Again, thank you so much. For you guys that don't know, I bought many watches from Gracie before. She's the best. Charles is the best. Highly recommend to you guys to come check them out in La Jolla Cove. Thank you so much.
This is so pretty.
That's really neat.
He watches it like that's me.
That is all you.
She's my girl now.
Right, good. Thank you, Grace. Appreciate it. All right, let's do it. Wow. Let me slow it down a little bit. It's a beautiful watch. Beautiful.
Yeah.
You see it far away?
It's a beautiful watch.
Happy early anniversary, Angie.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Let me take a picture.
Thank you everybody for coming out. It's really cool to see this community of watch lovers and Speedmasters fanatics, hopefully, because this is really the main point of this is talking about the evolution of the Speedmaster collection and how that coincided with the space race as well. Does anybody know what catalyzed, in terms of event that catalyzed the space race? Sputnik. Yes, so 1957. Coincidentally, that was the same year that the Speedmaster came out, and it was kind of prophetic and meant to be that they ended up wearing a Speedmaster on the moon. And we're going to talk a little bit about the history of how its nickname became the Moon Watch. We all know it started out as a race car driver's chronograph. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the different sub-collections. We'll keep it kind of brief, but each one of them has a really special story that's associated with and historical significance. And then finally, I know we kind of already brought out the timepiece, but for the pinnacle of it, we'll talk about, for anybody who hasn't seen the Central Tourbillon that we brought in specifically for this event, how does that tie in with the Speedmaster story? So we'll go through that. So Sputnik, 1957, this is kind of the peak of the Cold War. So this is very, very scary for the US. There's the two superpowers, US and USSR, and now who we view as our enemy back in the late 50s, they had launched Sputnik, which is an artificial satellite, into orbit. So they have the ability, being the only other country with nuclear weapons, to launch anywhere in the globe. So this was a big wake-up call for the US. And that was what catalyzed Dwight Eisenhower to sign NASA into law, starting the space race between the US and the USSR.
For being here, we have our amazing partners from Omega, Nate, Amelia, Lee. They honor us with their presence and their world of knowledge and their faith in our community and our boutique. Thank you for all for being here. I see a lot of friendly faces and friends. Actually, all you guys are friends, unfortunately. I need more customers. Enough of this friend stuff. So maybe we can get more clients.
Bring your friends.
Yes, bring your friends, please. And good friends like you, okay? We need to make some money. And what I'd like to say is that Omega is really near and dear to me. I do say this, my very first watch ever that I was given was by my dad. He gave me an Omega when I was 16 years old, and I left Iran back then. The Omega was the premier brand in the world, back in the 70s. believe it or not, ahead of Rolex. A fine jeweler will come in and put 3 watches in front of you, Rolex, Omega, and others. Believe it or not, everybody picked Omega. The legacy and DNA of the movement making Omega has had is long, and it's proprietary. The pride that goes into building a piece is so incredibly intense, and it's an honor to have this brand in our community, and it's an honor to have the boutique here for you guys, and it's been really a labor of love. I think you just didn't remember. Welcome home.
Okay, so I'm gonna put on my new beautiful watch, and I am gonna tell you right off the bat right now, it is a little big, but I will be getting new straps. I was told by Gracie that I would get new straps that fit. It's already on the last one. On the last one, it's just a little bit, but it fits still, right? I mean, it just fits so beautifully. I'm in love with, like, I guess you would call it like the beige. You can see that it looks so stunning. It is just that vintage look that it has. And I know that, you know, when I get my new leather strap, like with time, you're gonna get like that worn leather look, and that's what I really want. Like, I want that I'm wearing something that's going to just basically age beautifully, right?
So it does have, Angie, it does have the yeah, exactly. It does have the stainless steel option, which we are gonna order from Gracie to have it, but quite frankly, it looks better with the leather straps.
It does, yeah. It does look better with the leather. I mean, this is the reason I fell in love with it, was because of the leather strap. I mean, not just because of it, but I just feel like that's where it pops with the leather strap. And I mean, I do have some like other watches that have the stainless steel, and I could wear those if that's the look I wanted. But for this, I just feel like it looks beautiful.
Angie, can you stand up and just do like a little side,
Yeah.
like almost like you're
Yeah.
like on a normal. Let me move this all the way.
If I was like,
So like you were just walking, or
like if I'm, going anywhere, the watch just wears absolutely beautiful.
the other way, just forward. Okay, just like
Yeah.
like normal movement. See, if you guys can see from far away, you can see how that vintage dial. Can you guys let me slow it down? Just move like that. Leave like that. Yeah, a little bit down more. Right there, exactly right there. You guys can see from far away how the dial looks like two-tone from over here. You can literally see the vintagey, if that's even a word, from far away. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. And then zoom out. Do you guys see how, like, it towards the middle is like lighter, and then the outside is more darker? And let me zoom away. There you go. You see how that dial popped from far away? And I don't think people realize how beautiful that dial stands out. And once again, forget about the Aquaterra and all those other things, comparisons, whatever. Just focus on this, watching how it looks on the wrist. All right, you sit back in the chair like like you're in a computer, like you're working, like you're eating at a restaurant.
Yeah. And this is one of the things I love about this watch, is that I feel like it's a little bit more casual, to where I can wear this with anything, and it's like I can just go eat tacos, right? Not that I can't wear my other watches. But
Guys, we're in San Diego, California, so yes, tacos.
Right, tacos.
For those of you from England or from the UK,
Yeah.
we're in San Diego, Southern California, so we eat tacos over here.
We definitely eat tacos here. So it's just one of those pieces where I just feel like it's beautiful, it stands out, but it's casual enough that I can wear it anywhere at this point. Like, I don't have to worry about like, oh, it doesn't go with this something like this. Like, I can wear it with any jeans, like anywhere I go. Like, it's casual enough to do that. And I feel like the leather band does that. It gives it more of like a casual look. And I'm sure you can dress it up, but I feel like maybe more of a dress up if maybe I was a man, maybe. But for me as a woman, I feel like I can just dress.
And again, we don't know her actual wrist size, but it's small. Can you turn and show your wrist, babe? Yeah, there we go. The other way. So it's 38 millimeter. So if any my female, do like that, yeah. And my female friends are looking and you think it looks too big for you, it actually looks great. And I tried it on for myself just for reference to see how it looks on me. And it looks great. So don't let that 38 millimeter discourage you guys if you're looking for one, especially if you have a smaller wrist. Wow.
I did have at the boutique, I did have a couple of men try it on. They went up to me and they were like, "Can I please try on that watch?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And it looks great. Almost every man that tried it on, it did not look too small at all. At all. It really pops.
And once again, the reason that a lot of guys tried it on was because it was an event and that was the only one that they had available. They had literally just got it. It was literally just released. Very few boutiques had it in stock. That was one of them. And so when we did the event, the guy doing the presentation for Omega mentioned this watch, and I was like, "Hey, I just bought it for my wife." So after that, everybody kind of went around her and said, "Hey, can I try it on?" And every single person fell in love with it. I mean, let me go slowly. Let me try to just stay quiet for a little bit and let the watch do the talking. Stunning to say the least. So overall, as I mentioned, why watches are about the feel. As comparison, here is my Panerai, right? Also leather. Another watch with character. Also kind of, vintagey looking, whatever. And that's a whole different type of watch, 38 millimeter, with his own unique style. Different than I guess when you see a Seamaster or a Speedy, you know it's a Speed from far away, right? I think this one, unless you're a real Omega a fan person, I don't want to say fanboy because boys can't afford these watches. So I will say Omega fan, you would know it's an Omega. But for the most part, it's definitely a watch that will spark some interest and some conversation if you're like at a restaurant or whatever. Because wow, and if you guys notice, it goes with my wife's hair, with her skin complexion, and it goes with her eyes. And you guys can see that. So again, this watch really pops with whatever you're wearing or how you look like. So it's a watch that I call a watch of character, right? That really kind of goes with your personality. So keep that in mind. It's not just like a watch that anybody can just wear. It might not be for you, but I think if it's perfect for her, I hope you guys can see why she chose that watch and why I was so easily influenced to buy for her. Is there anything else you want to say, Angie?
No. Do you want to try it on to see how it looks on a man's wrist?
Yeah, why not? Let's try it. Yeah, let's do it. All right, guys. So I actually have the 10 measure here, and I wanted to measure my wrist because I never really measured it. I keep telling people on my YouTube channel that I think my wrist is 6.5. It's actually 7 inches. So I have a 7-inch wrist. Somebody said that I have weirdly little wrist. Well, I guess 7 inch is small, right? I guess if I'm a bigger guy and my whole body matches, I guess it matters, right? Anyway, so 7 inches is my wrist size, and as reference, this is my Panerai, which is a 44 millimeter, just so you guys have an idea how I could transition. So let's go ahead and go from a 44 millimeter, pretty much rather big watch, to a 38 millimeter and see how it looks. Let's put it aside, and let's go ahead and put this on, and then you be the judge. So this is the Railmaster 38 millimeter on my 7-inch wrist. I'm gonna go ahead and stand out now, like Angie, to do like a side view. These are regular poses that you would do like you were standing in the grocery store or waiting for somebody. Hands in your pocket. Staring casually into horizon. Doing a presentation at work, moving your hands. How's it going, guys? Welcome, team. Whatever. That's how it looks. Again, can Angie focus on how it looks and the actual contrast? You see what I'm saying with the dial? You see? From far away, kind of the dial changes almost like color. It kind of gives you the illusion that it kind of swerves a little bit. I can't explain it. You see that? All right, so back to sitting down. So obviously you put them side by side, right? It's a massive difference. You see, 44 and 38. You remove this from the picture, you can see how this watch looks amazing, in my opinion. Again, 7-inch wrist. Obviously, if you're a gentleman that has a, I don't know, 8, 9-inch wrist, if that's even a thing, 9-inch, but if it is, it's not a watch for you. Here's the backside with the butterfly clasp, buckle. Snaps very, very smooth. And as always with Omega, the highest quality and the highest quality of leather. And like my wife was saying, when this starts wearing off a little bit, it's gonna look even more amazing. And obviously there's a bunch of aftermarket straps that we can try. And as I mentioned, I'm gonna go ahead and buy the stainless steel bracelet, which really transforms the watch into a whole different watch, which is what I like about the watches. You can swap them. But this will give you a nice idea. So, all right, guys, I think we're approaching the end of this video. Again, I hope you guys and ladies really enjoyed this video. I was able to convince my wife to do this. She's not shy at all. She has a little TikTok channel where she does she's actually TikTok famous. But I wanted to just share the experience, which, as I always do, my goal and purpose with these little videos, and I mentioned many times, I'm an amateur, I'm a regular person, I'm really not an expert, so if I don't say a phrase properly, forgive me. These are just for fun. I hope you guys liked it. If you don't like it, I'll appreciate it. Just don't give your comments. I'm just gonna block you. I hate to say it, but I've had some bad comments for no reason from people claiming that I have fake watches, and it offends me because I work very hard for my money to be able to afford this for my wife and for myself. But I will do a video one day if I can get those comments. I'm gonna show you guys the receipts so you guys can, well, those guys, right? For the most part, you guys are amazing. You guys give a lot of love and support. Now I have my wife that loves this beautiful hobby as much as I do. And I can't wait to buy her more watches and share the experience with you guys. So hope you like the video. If you like it, subscribe, like and subscribe. And hope to see you guys next time. God bless, take care, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and Memorial Day holiday.